So welcome everybody to Take 5, CHAUVET's kind of next installment in the series. We're here with Zach Matusow, touring lighting designer for the band Foster the People, really climbing the rock ladder this year and over the past 15 months. Welcome Zach, thanks for joining us.
Thanks John, thanks for having me.
Good to see you as always.
Yes.
So we'll kind of just get into this a little bit. So you've been obviously touring for the last year, but you have quite a diverse background, kind of everything from local theatrical, house gigs, and even a little stint at the art department for Martha Stewart.
Yes, I have a theater background, a theater degree, and I did, an art department internship at Martha Stewart, and I did, an internship on Broadway, assisting a lighting designer, as well as doing an internship at Live Nation, which is where I kind of cut my chops programming moving lights and beginning to work with bands. My background in theatrics and theater has lent itself to my visions in concert lighting, in that everything I do is influenced by some creative idea. It's never just flash and trash, it's always a story, or it's always a finite moment where I'm really trying to pinpoint an emotion or a feeling via a song. And I think that comes out very, very clearly in my designs, and it especially helps me collaborate with the artists themselves on a show-to-show or a tour-to-tour or a band-to-band basis.
For the last 15 months, as we discussed a little bit earlier, you've been on tour with Foster the People. What I understand is that's kind of a redesign this last little bit here. 15 months is a long time. What was the onus behind this last little segment here, and what was your vision there? We've
done 3 distinct tours of the United States, the first being kind of a club tour, the second being more of a theater tour, and then the last one being amphitheaters and large venues. And the way I kind of look at it is that, the band skyrocketed this year, and this was the victory lap for them to go around, and it was going to be the last tour on this album cycle. And we really wanted it to be special. Previously, we'd always had some little bits of gear here and there, and I was going into venues and doing the best that we could with what we were given. And this one, we really wanted to make a statement. It came straight from the band members themselves. Mm-hmm. The creative energies were flowing from very early on. And basically what happened with the band is they had the Torches album cover, which was made up of these characters, and they wanted that to be brought to life in somehow. And to do that, we enlisted the help of the initial artist of the album artwork, who drew for us a white on black line drawing, which was embodying the world of the characters that were on the album cover. And we wanted other ways to cross the fourth wall, or break the fourth wall, and kind of involve audience members in new ways and sort of define the stage in a way that no one had ever really seen before. So we had a lot of challenges on our hands.
Now, you obviously talked about this backdrop, and that obviously became kind of like the symbol, or really immersing everybody into that environment. How did you really bring that out, and how did you make that become the focal point? Obviously within a full theatrical, action-packed type of show.
Well, the backdrop was kind of the glue of the set and of the world of our stage. We kind of didn't do the traditional route of a drape that you could see a big square of, and it was instead, we tried to only light the white line work. And that's actually where the Batten 144s came into use. We had a pretty big predicament going into this design process. How are we going to light this backdrop beautifully? I wanted to have very saturated colors. We also needed to have beautiful white and variations of white because of the inherent feel of the backdrop, which was white lines on a black backdrop. We didn't want any RGB white, LED-looking white, kind of lavender-esque color for our white value that we're going to define on stage. It was so important to have different hues of amber and bluish white and everything in between in order to light it beautifully. It was amazing, and the length of the fixture was fantastic. I think it was 1 meter.
Yep.
1 meter sticks. Having the 1 meter lengths was, with the cueing that we did, we were cool effects and sweeping of color effects went back and forth. A certain rainbow effect we did at the end of the show.
Mm-hmm. So we've touched on the use of, your use of the Colorado series of fixtures. In general, obviously LEDs have come quite a long way in a short amount of time. I think we've really, as an industry, moved far away from just brightness or efficiency and that sort of thing, and really into colors and the textures that you can get, and really making it kind of the replacement for traditional lamp sources. How has that really played out in what you've seen in this particular design?
I love when LEDs embrace the low resolution inherent qualities of LEDs, so we can now mix in the same cell and make, we don't see so much light break going on.
Right.
But I love seeing someone take LEDs that mix in the cell and then making another pixelated larger fixture. So it's almost like a throwback, to like the light bright, look, but also really beautiful and elegant at the same time. I love seeing LEDs that have a profile, so sort of like when the LED is not facing directly at you, It has a nice side profile.
Yeah, viewing
and
angle.
That circle might turn into a beautiful oval, and it might
Right.
actually, the reflector takes light in different ways. I'm loving the way that the 412.
The Legend 412?
The Legend 412, yeah.
Great.
When it's panning left and right, and you kind of see these, it looks like little ovals, kind of just like, it's just kind of scaled in. It's just a really dramatic quality.
All right, so last question I want to get to today, kind of this whole convergence between light and video, and I think a lot of, the industry has seen a big convergence happening. I just want to kind of get your take on that, and, is it something that you see yourself getting into in the near future, and what would be the catalyst behind getting more involved on that side as well?
Someone put it really well recently in a conversation. They said, if it makes light, I want to have control of it. And I wholly agree with that. And I've had some experience running video content projections on tour, and I loved it. It's a whole different aspect to design. I think there's so much potential involved with it. Unfortunately, in my case, I still don't have as much experience queuing, working with media servers and working with those types of systems, just because I've been so busy out on the road for the last several years. I'm just dying for that moment where I can get off and really add it into my arsenal. I mean, that being said, again, if it makes light, it's going to affect my shows. Especially these days where, again, LEDs are so powerful. LED walls if they're too bright, they will wash out a stage. You want to be able to have control of that kind of stuff. The ease of using video in designs it's getting better and better and better every day now. Whether it's the different types of media servers and fixtures which can actually project video, or running video content through LED fixtures and doing pixel mapping. It's definitely here with us now. It's easier for band members or other artists to visualize video. I mean,
right.
Quite literally, yes, but it's much easier for them to understand a piece of content versus what a gobo looks like when it's shining through an aerial,
right.
Or what intensity of front light is, or what warm white versus cool white is, or something. So anything that can help the collaborative process is a tool that I want to use.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for your insights, Zach, and thanks for joining us today, and we look forward to catching up with you in the very near future.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.